how's it going, guys? So, I went to a march recently, one of those, BLM marches, right? And, I'm sure we can all get behind, police brutality being, like, an issue, and, and that, like, people shouldn't be, like, murdered by cops that are paid for by them, right? We can all agree on that kind of thing. But, what I saw there isn't really that. What it is it's a distraction for a larger goal. I'll get into that. So, Antifa, do they exist? Yes. If you're at one of these events, you will see people in all black clothing, covering their faces. They'll have radios. They'll have phones of Discord. They'll be in communication with each other, and they're there for a larger goal, and that goal is a couple things really. So all these Antifa people, they're the action team. They are in communication with a command center via Discord, radio. The command center sets up bail funds for any people that are arrested, and donates to any positive streamers who are beneficial to their movement. Now, the Antifa is their action team, their anti-fascist action, so they take action. Now, the action team runs security at all these events. They will be in a security-like position, protecting assets and screening people. Second, intimidation. The action team is in charge of intimidation. Intimidation of dissenters, intimidation of people caught in the crossfire that would be swayed one way or another. A lot of businesses will put up a sign in support of whatever riot is going down the street to deter theft and looting. Perhaps if you have an Antifa flag outside, they won't burn down your business. And then third is the destruction of history. These people are trying to create a new history. They're trying to destroy what was and what is, because they think it's racist and evil, and they're trying to create something new, and that would entail destroying our old history, ties that bond us through our lineage, through our past experiences, right? A lot of people died to give us the society we have today, and if we forget that, there's nothing to bond us to our country. There's no national pride. So Antifa, their job is also to make this all fun for the normal people, right? They're there for work, but they need distraction. They can't just go around burning down things normally, right? Like if you walked up and you like lit a business on fire, you'd get caught. So what do you need? You need a distraction. You need cover, right? You need to obfuscate your actions. That's when the bait team comes in. They will have a big bus or a big caravan of music, dancing, catchy chants, and visceral fun things, burning stuff down sometimes even, right? And some of the early riots, that they bring you out through all just the visceral, just like craziness that goes on too. But their job is to make it fun, right? Lately, it's through peaceful things, right? They have like a peaceful protest and a march and a chant, right? And it's to draw in everyday people, normal people, these little green guys right here, who are concerned about what they see. That the whole bait department really is in just charge of like A+ optics. They want it to look good and to look fun, and that'll bring in normal people, and it'll legitimize their cause and give a good reason as to why this isn't a bad thing. How can you look at this, people having fun, dancing, and just being like super happy? How can you look at all this and say this is bad, right? And then it's the normal people, the people you see, right? They come in here, they get distracted by all this, and they think it's fun, and they're concerned, and they want their voices heard, and they want the government to know that, like, this is a problem, that people getting killed by the cops are a problem, that you know, like it's evil and stuff, right? And you know, there's a lot of normal people I saw at this protest, just vans full of like families getting out and sitting on the grass and watching the music, and that's really all just a giant distraction, right? All the normal people show up to the protest and they go, all I saw was just like fun dancing and stuff. What? It wasn't a violent protest. What are you talking about? Right? And it's cover for the A team, the anti-fascist team, the anti-fascist action team. Their goal, and they went over like in Portland. They burned down an elk, for instance, right? It's crazy nonsense. It's just destroying history, right? But their goal is to go destroy stuff, while the normal people who are there don't see that. All they see is the cool, happy stuff happening, right? So at the protest I went to, the news shows up, right? These guys, they show up late to the party, and they're covering this big caravan of people singing and dancing and protesting and giving a speech. Then fireworks start going off, right? The action team goes into effect. They light off fireworks like way over here, right? Middle of nowhere. Away from like all the stuff going on. They're lighting off fireworks. Then they go into effect. They start tearing down a statue. As soon as they get the statue torn down, they scream, come on, like run, scramble. Let's go guys, come on, we're done. Right? They disappear. Antifa, gone. Where'd they go? Ran away. They're not on site anymore. All that's left is the bus, which I believe took off, and then all these normal people. Now, a crime's just been committed, and in the instance I saw, it seemed like Antifa knew that they shouldn't be on site when after the crime had been committed, because cops rush in. Scramble, and then they popped off like CS gas and all kinds of other nasty stuff. This is when I dipped, and they started arresting these normal people that were caught in the crossfire, because once the cops show up, Antifa's already gone, and all that's left is normal people like you who showed up for the protest and saw a song and dance, and then the cops show up, smash it up, kick your teeth in, CS gas you, and you go. Now, cops are bad. They were mean to me. I was at the protest, and the cops smashed me up. And that's how they win you over. They use normal people as a distraction for their causes and their weird, intersectional goals of revolution, in the hopes that the media sees happy-go-lucky stuff, they get away with crime. Meanwhile, they use you as potential recruits and human shields between the police and their actions. Hope I could clearly get that across.